Monsters in the Morning. Turn Up Tuesday. We got done with Monday. It's all done. It's over. It's history. Let's invest in our destiny. And Tuesday is a good day to get started. I'm Carlos, your host. Russ, he's on vacaciones en Cuba. Azúcar. He's with his lovely wife. He made it a year. I'm so happy for Russ. I'm wearing a Kiss shirt in honor of Russ today.
Very nice.
Nice shout out to Russ. And Jimmy's here. Ryan Holmes is here. And Angel is here as well, producing the show. And Angelique is here. Good to see you, Angelique.
Good morning. Good to see you too.
How do you like being a part of the, coming by and stopping by and talking? And
I love it.
It's fun, right?
It's a lot of fun.
It's fun to talk on the radio. And
It is.
you give good insight. All the gentlemen here enjoy you, and especially on YouTube. And by the way, you can see us on YouTube. Go to monsters.fm, click on the YouTube icon, and you can be part of the chat. Before I left to break, I talked about that the NFL is going to start doing something this week. And yeah, they've done stuff like this before, but I can't remember something this huge. Like, I don't think there's anything bigger when it comes to entertainment right now, and I say all of entertainment, than Fortnite. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you don't know what Fortnite is, then you probably don't have a kid, or maybe you're just not into gaming, or how old are your kids again? Don't smoke weed. How old are your kids, Angelique?
17 and 12.
Do any of them play?
Oh, my son does.
Okay.
You have a 17-year-old?
Yes.
Oh.
She'll be 18 at the end of this month. Yeah.
Wow.
What are you doing that look for, Jimmy?
You look 31 years old.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't look like you could have a 9-year-old, much less a 17-year-old.
Yeah. She started very young. She was.
Yeah, you gotta be careful there, Bama.
She grew up. Yeah. So your son plays. Your son plays a lot of Fortnite.
Yes, and he does the whole dance thing.
And yeah, the whole.
So I had to learn.
Yeah, I know how to do the floss,
flossing.
and then the this one, the
yes,
the
he
hype.
does that, and he does this.
And then hey, I can do that. You're an actual dancer, though.
Yeah.
I have a 7-year-old daughter who's never played Fortnite, and guess what? She does all those dances. Well, Fortnite obviously is a juggernaut. It is a phenomenon, and the NFL was like, "Hey, can we get in on that?" So what they're about to do is they're doing a co-op where you can play your favorite uniform. You can be the Patriots.
Wow,
you can
really?
be the Eagles. You can be the Broncos. And then on top of that, you do the celebration touchdown dances.
Yep.
Brilliant co-oping.
Wow.
Brilliant co-oping.
Brilliant
No,
licensing
For sure, yeah. And then Fortnite released soccer-themed jerseys to celebrate the World Cup, so they had that. That was in partnership with FIFA. And then this NFL promotion is something really new to them as well. Now, I ask you this. I said, is this something that they would ban before? And maybe they're not the same thing. But do you remember they wouldn't advertise certain things to kids? To this day, they still don't, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
But
you can't advertise. You can't show drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes on television.
Right.
You see them pick up the cup.
Right,
They
yeah,
never drink it.
No, but kids' TV, like the kids' TV, they used to have to like cartoons. You couldn't advertise even more things, not just alcohol and that. Like God, I can't even remember. Even back in the day, it's like you couldn't even advertise toys because it influenced them as they were watching programming.
Yeah. There's a version like you can't show an animated character selling you a toy. That's why when you see the old like G.I. Joe commercials, you see the kid playing with the toy,
right,
and not the G.I. Joe saying like buy this toy.
Right. There were some laws. I mean, that's all gone by the wayside. But
I don't know if they were laws more as
FCC guidelines.
As guidelines.
Sure, that's much better. Yeah,
because as time has gone by, a lot of that stuff is melted away because broadcasting is one thing. Available on social media is another thing. Availability to those things on YouTube is another thing.
Right.
So you might not see, quote unquote, a commercial on a broadcast network that does what you guys are talking about. That doesn't stop that from happening on other.
That's a good point.
At other social media platforms.
You're right. There's no laws for there's no FCC. It's the Wild West still.
Yeah,
I mean, we're still trying to figure out who's real, who's not. They're still dropping my Instagram followers.
So think about it. The reason your kids, the reason kids know all these dances to the Fortnite game, they're not playing it, but they're seeing it.
Everywhere.
On all the things that they follow on YouTube and things like that. And here's the other thing: people are like, oh, Fortnite, that's just a video game. That's just a video game.
It's just a video game. My God.
What do you think Fortnite, and it's a free platform, so it's a free platform. How much money do you think Fortnite pulls in a month?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
On a free
and
quote,
remember,
unquote,
It's subscriptions?
And remember, anything you buy in Fortnite doesn't give you an advantage in the game. We're talking, these are just skins to change the look of your character.
Right.
So it's emojis for the video game, basically, right?
Yeah.
Have you played a lot of Fortnite, Ryan?
I do play a lot of Fortnite.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. How now? So basically, there's no enhancement that you can buy.
No, you're getting nothing that makes your game like better. You're not buying a gun that's better than another
just
gun.
looking cool.
You're just looking
You're just trying to look
different.
cool.
And they're limited edition skins, so you can't they release them, you can't get that skin after it's done.
They pull in $300 million a month.
Exactly.
No way.
Yes,
$300
100%.
million
Okay.
a month on a free platform.
Okay.
The game
Why
itself
do you
is
think
free.
the NFL is knocking at their door? Hey, you want to do something?
And the
Well,
game.
also it helps with bringing kids back into sports. I mean, so one of the things that I grew up
Does
with
it
was
really,
Sunday.
though?
Well, it does in the sense that Sunday football was always in my house.
A tradition.
And it is, and it still is to this day. It's kind of like, no, don't get in front of the television until there's a commercial or
Right.
halftime. But this way, as the kids have to sit down or are in and out, and they see who their parents' favorite team is, normally that's normally about who they go with.
Right. Sure.
And then this is another way for the kids and the parents to kind of, I don't know.
Oh, connect and
Yeah.
no doubt this is exactly what it's done for, and it's well done. But as far as Fortnite goes, you struck me with that number, Angel, $300 million, because I recently read that the domestic box office, all of the domestic box office of the United States, obviously, was $800 million last month, and that was record breaking. And we're talking about a game that was record breaking, $800 million for 1 month. We're talking about a game that really isn't even more than a couple years old, from inception to explosion.
No, here's the thing. They're telling you the game is still in development.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the game is still in development. We are all part of them figuring out this. We're all playing, we're all participating, and they still haven't sold the game yet.
Isn't this
Right.
this kind of like a snapshot of what the entertainment industry is anyway with shelf life? Like, I would be really scared as an investor if I was in Fortnite, because unfortunately, like, as quickly as these games can come, they also can go. So you'll have an entity that makes $300 million a month, and that sounds great. It takes a lot of money to develop. You don't ever hear that number. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, 2.5 years later, the next new hot game is in. You're gone. I look at all the apps that have come and gone that were supposed to be the next biggest app, and then they're out of business 7 months later, and I get terrified of the shelf life of entertainment these days.
I think that's a good point to a level, right? When you're talking apps, absolutely, and I didn't mean to do an app absolutely there, but but when you're talking games, when they have marketing teams that are so good, like they're hiring the best of the best to infiltrate your child's brain, like connect them with their favorite sports team, like connect them. It's a harder kind of bubble to burst, because this game has set the mold as to what may come in the future. Yes, Angel.
Just to give you another idea, right? So this is they're making this much money on a game that's free. Now, a game that took them 10 years to give us the sequel,
Red Dead.
All right, Red Dead, and in the first 3 weeks, how much money in Red Dead Redemption 2 made? This is in their opening weekend, right?
Yeah.
This particular
And this
number.
is Red Dead Redemption 2 starring Carlos Navarro.
Thank you very much. All featured throughout in a very prominent role.
Their opening weekend number. $725 million.
What it costs to develop that over 10 years, having a team of 300 people work 12 hours a day. What's that run?
Let's say it's $100 million.
It's more than that, and you know it.
Yeah.
But by the time Christmas comes, they're already made their money back.
Yeah, the weird thing is, I hear about this, but yet I hear every other day EA is on the verge of bankruptcy.
Yes.
That's all I hear every single day.
that's-
Oh, this is great, this is great, this is great, Madden. And then the next report, first quarter, is EA is on the verge of shutting the doors.
That's because EA was a major company and was producing great games, and then what they did, they went for a money grab with every single title that they did after that. EA is a pay-to-play platform. When you buy your $60, $70 game from EA, there are upgrades that you can purchase to make you have a winning and competitive advantage in all of their games.
That's
Across
true, yeah.
Madden, Star Wars Battlefront, all of that stuff. They dropped the ball and went from being the greatest creator out there to now they're a joke on the internet. People hate EA.
Jimmy, do you know how much it costs to make Red Dead Redemption 2?
I do not.
Well, the report, one report said that the estimated cost of making Grand Theft Auto, I think 6, and they're going to be roughly 5, was $265 million. So
Yeah.
yes, but let's put that on the same level. That's a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, okay? That's a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh, yeah, 100%,
That is
yeah.
I shouldn't devalue one or the other, but location shooting, dealing with Johnny Depp, the boats, it's a hell of a lot more production logistically than it is to produce a game. Like I said, I'm not trying to say one is, but so I don't know. What do you think, Angela? I mean, you're a mother. You work in entertainment. You're a dancer. You do all this stuff. Have you ever gotten into video games?
I used to play Mario Brothers when I was
Let me ask you this.
So adorable.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever, after playing Mario Brothers, walk out with your friends and
younger.
look at a mushroom?
Nope. I heard this morning. No.
You never did that?
No.
Did you eat the mushroom?
Nope, never did.
Ryan Holmes, no, he
No, wait,
didn't even eat
you
the
watched someone eat the
I
mushroom.
watched somebody eat the mushroom.
Cool story, bro.
What? Okay, but if you were in 7th grade, cool 7th grade girl that you were probably, and you were in science class and you watched some nerd eat a frog.
I wouldn't eat the frog.
But you would have you're high maintenance, so you want to
exactly,
tease the
no.
guy to get him to eat the frog. I know what she was doing. Like,
Texting service checking in this morning saying, I hate Fortnite. My wife won't quit playing.
what? Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about Fortnite, too. It's an unfinished game. They call it a beta as they do it. It's only one level, and I think you're going to see a big fall off soon because all the major streamers are so tired of playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
I mean, because
what about Ninja? So, like, if you're even just a little bit into video games like me, I like it. I pay attention to it. Ninja seems to have risen to the top of the prominent gamers to break into the mainstream. He was a prominent gamer in a lot of things, but I guess he's the
doing
best at
Samsung commercials
doing
now.
exactly.
What's his name?
Ninja.
Yeah.
You never heard of him?
Yeah, it's
okay.
it's the gamer, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, Ryan, you seem to play the most here, and you think that it's going to have a fall off here soon?
I think so too. They Fortnite. One special thing that they do is they do constantly change the variables of their game and the map. Like they just did a Halloween event, which
cool.
totally revamped everything a little bit. But the thing is, it is kind of a one-trick pony in terms of game.
Right.
And it's been great. It's been fun. But you're starting to see streamers complain that, like, the kids, they want to see the stream, but they're bored playing this particular game for 5 to 10 hours a day.
PUBG came out before that, right? Which was a more complex version of Fortnite.
That's what my boy loves to play.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more detailed version of...
It's exactly the same game. Fortnite is cartoony looking.
There we go.
That's
there
it.
We go.
My
Wait
son
a
actually
minute.
was ranked, at one point, was the 500th best PUBG player in the world.
That's something, man. Yeah, because that game is hard. I mean, you get one life and then you're done.
Yeah, I've never played it,
Wait,
but
you said 5 to 10 hours playing that video game.
Yeah.
Are they,
That's what streamers
you're
do.
You're talking about professional.
Streamers.
Okay.
Yeah, they're playing for 5 to 10 hours
Okay.
a day.
It's like
All
a
right,
poker
that I
player
understand.
mentality.
I thought you meant like
100%.
someone who went to work and then
Yeah, but that's
sat at home for 5 to
That's
10
exactly
hours.
a perfect parallel.
Yeah.
I mean, poker players. I mean, I've watched. There's a certain group of players in all card rooms that are what they call them the regulars, but really what they are is they're sharks.
Right.
So they'll come in the morning, they have their hoodie, they have their breakfast, they all eat well, they all take great care of themselves. They sit down at a card table at 9 o'clock at night and they play till 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
They'll make $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, whatever the case may be. Then they go home and do it again. It's a job.
Yeah.
Some days they lose. Most of the days they win because they're math wizards, and that's how they look at it. That's how they make their living. The streamers are the same thing.
No doubt, no doubt. And so, yeah, Fortnite, NFL doing their thing. And when we come back, I got a story to tell you. I think I terrified a woman so bad over the past month, but I think I'm doing better. I got to tell you this story when we get back right here on The Monsters.